So beside your all your business adventures, you're also an author. You wrote a book,
Yep.
um, and in your book, you're talking about the four wheels of life and how can you become your better self. Uh, can you share us more about actually those four wheels of life?
Yeah. So early on, before I had all these companies, there was a period of my life, and it was actually when I was talking about that client being bored, where I was running a call center. And at a certain point, the owners of that call center, because I was not an owner, asked me to downsize the call center. So we went from 250 agents, we had to downsize it to 50 agents in order to sell it to a sister company. And it was one of the worst times of my life. And at that point, I decided to never work for someone again, and I was going to start my own businesses. In that moment in transition, when I started actually opening up the LLCs and the business, I had nothing to do. And one day I was sitting at my desk and I started realizing how much, because I'm an avid reader, I read a lot of books. I try to read at least one a month. And I sat down and I started thinking about my children and saying, oh my God, if my children had to go through the same life path that I went on, it's going to take them the same amount of years to get to where I am today. There's got to be
Mhm.
something I can do to help
Yeah.
them. That's when I started saying, well, the most important thing is accessing that true potential, that little voice inside your head that sometimes you gain access to and you're like, man, I was awesome in that meeting, right? Or the opposite of where you blew it at a meeting. It's like, where is that person that I was just last week, right? And I started going through it. It's like, what? Because I've been able to gain access to that better person over and over and over again, which has made me more and more successful as I got older. I say, well, how does that work? And the way it works is that I've classified things that you have to have in your life, and they're categorized in four wheels with six pillars. So there's pillars supporting the wheels, where it has to do with health, clarity, peace, and power. The health wheel, for instance, it's all around nutrition and fitness, right? Eating right, making sure you're working out. And I know a lot of your audience have heard this before, is really important. Maintaining your body is really important to being able to access that true potential. Then you get into the clarity wheel, where effective routines is the pillar of that wheel, right? Making sure you have certain things in your life is really, really important to making sure that you can actually have a clear head to be able to perform. Then your peace wheel is all around spirituality and family and friends, right? Having the right people around you and having the right spiritual and it doesn't matter what your religion is. And when I talk spirituality, I believe in the universe. I've studied every single religion out there in order to put this together, but there is a piece of that makes your inner being calm and able to access that true potential. Family and friends. Having bad people around you, not a good idea. They will drag you down. Having good people will pull you forward. And then finally, power, which is supported by continuous learning, right? Making sure that you know where to access that continuous knowledge and increasing your knowledge over time is powerful. And once you have all these pillars supporting these wheels start to spin. When you got all four wheels spinning, you have access to that true potential anytime you want it.
Yeah. Yeah, I really love that concept and how you bring all those things together in your book, accessing your true potential. Let's Talk About CX is a show from No Stress Media. To learn more about our shows, please visit nostress.media, where you can sign up and be alerted whenever we have a new episode. I'm also inviting you to check Digital Explain to My Mom, our podcast where we invite digital experts who explain what they do in words our moms would understand. Check the show notes for a link to the podcast.